Welcome to this week's episode of Cooking with Connie. This week we're going to delve into veggies. And that is one thing that I have noticed with the patients that come into my program is when I do their dietary intake is that most people are not eating enough fruits and vegetables. So I want to show you an easy, tasty way to make your veggies up so that you can have them for the week. I'll give you some different options with it and explain the importance of adding some things like extra virgin olive oil to the diet. So what we're going to do is I've already pre-chopped all my veggies, and you can buy pre-chopped veggies or you can buy frozen vegetables, however you want to do it. But what I've got here is I've just got a big cooking sheet, and my husband and I, what we like to do is to make a big thing of veggies on the weekend, and then we'll just reheat them through the week. Now, if you're not a reheater, one of the other things you could do to make it easier through the week to do the veggies is to go ahead and just pre-chop them. So on the weekend, when you have a little extra time, chop up all your vegetables, put them in Ziploc bags, and then you could make them nightly like you want to. But with this, the nice thing about it is I do a variety of different vegetables on the tray, bake them all at the same time, and then if I want broccoli and my husband wants asparagus, we've got both of them there, and then we can just take it out and heat what we want up with it. So all I'm going to do, I've got asparagus, I've got broccoli, I've got Brussels sprouts, I've got carrots, and I've got yellow squash. Okay, so here's the nice thing about this. You've got a wide variety of colors, which means you have a wide variety of nutrition. So I said it's really neat because God color-coded his nutrients. So if you're eating your orange and your yellows, you're going to get that beta-carotene. You're going to get lots of antioxidants and stuff. When you're eating your Brussels sprouts and your broccoli, these are cruciferous vegetables. They're really high in what we call endocarbonol 3, which is great to decrease that estrogen level. You decrease the estrogen level, you decrease your risk of breast cancer, prostate cancer, or any estrogen-dominant cancers. So you want to make sure we're putting all these different kinds of things. And I always tell people, on your plate, you should see a variety of colors. If you have a variety of colors, you're going to have a much more nutrient-dense plate. When you're looking at a plate, half of that plate should be covered with vegetables like this. That's where you're going to get a lot of your nutrition from, okay? So all I'm going to do, I've got my extra virgin olive oil. I'm just going to drizzle the olive oil over it. And you don't want to do this heavily, but I was just reading the research on olive oil. So with olive oil, you want to get about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil a day in your diet, and that actually helps to reduce your cholesterol, and it helps with the balance of increasing your good cholesterol, which is your HDL, and lowering your LDL cholesterol. So everything we're doing right here is actually just helping to improve our health, okay? So I've got this done up here. Now what I'm going to do, I love garlic, and I like the Flavor God's garlic seasoning. All right, so I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on here. And you can do it to every taste. You know, you could do salt, pepper, so you could do whatever kind of seasonings. But this is kind of my go-to that I like to do. The other thing that I think a lot of people would like with this is you can sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on it. Don't go heavy with it. But, you know, again, you're just going to add that flavor to it. So I've got this up here. And then what I'm going to do is I've chopped up 2 sweet potatoes, okay? So I did not peel them. I didn't peel my carrots either. I just cut the ends off and chopped them up. So I've chopped off the ends of the sweet potatoes and then cubed them up like this. And then what I've done is I've melted a little bit of coconut oil. Now, as you can tell with coconut oil is hard at room temperature, okay? But the nice thing about coconut oil, because it is a medium chain triglyceride, it's metabolized differently in the body. And so there's actually some great benefits to this. It's got a high heat tolerance, so it's one that I like to use. So I've melted my coconut oil in the microwave, and then I put a little bit of cinnamon in it, all right? So what I'm going to do next is just throw my sweet potatoes in the coconut oil and the cinnamon to kind of coat them. And then this is going to give me a nice crispy, cinnamon sweet potato. So I'm going to bake that, and I can do all this at one time so that, you know, I just heat the oven up once and bake them. So I'm preheating my oven to 375 degrees while we're getting everything ready here. And if you can tell, my throat's a little froggy. It's because of the lovely Indiana weather. So if you don't live in Indiana, the weather in Indiana is subject to change on a moment's notice, and that's what's been doing lately. So we all have got some nice allergy stuff going on. So I'm getting this stirred up so that I can get everything coated evenly with that coconut oil. And then what I'm going to do is just put it in this baking dish. We'll pour it out here. Kind of make sure that we got everything coated with the coconut oil. All right. And then what we're going to do is put that in the oven. And these sweet potatoes, here's the interesting thing about sweet potatoes. We always think of sweet potatoes at Thanksgiving, and we have marshmallow and we put all this sugary stuff on it. But a sweet potato actually is more nutrient dense than a white potato, and it actually impacts your blood sugar less. So when you fix it like this, you're gonna have just a really healthy thing. Again, that's gonna have that good beta carotene. So these are gonna be really good for, the beta carotene is great for your lung health too. So if you're somebody that has some lung issues, eating these orange and yellow vegetables are really great for you. So we're going to get these put in the oven, and then once we get them out in about 30 minutes, we'll show you how we can put our plate together and have a really delicious thing, and then all we have to do is add our meat to it, and we're ready to go. Oh, hang on. Okay, we are back, and it's been about 30 minutes, and we have baked it at 375. We're going to put the sweet potatoes back in because there's a lot of bigger chunks in there, and they're not quite done. But we wanted to kind of show you, you can have a delicious looking plate like this with a variety of veggies on it. If you wanted to do a vegetarian meal, which is not a bad idea to do every once in a while. And like I said, you could sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese on there, a little salt, pepper, whatever you want to taste. But you're going to find the flavors of the vegetables when you roast them are so much better, and you enhance it with that olive oil. So roasting vegetables, I believe, is about the only way to go if you really want to get those in and have a delicious tasting meal. So this ends this week's of Cooking with Connie. Remember to make good choices.